Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Today is the final day of the trial within Chapter 3, or Episode 3. Last episode was really exciting. What happened was we confronted the producer, Dee Vasquez, and it turns out she's in the mafia, and she got some of her thugs to try to erase us. And if it wasn't for Detective Gumshoe coming to our rescue, we wouldn't really have made it to the next day. So in this trial, we're going to do some more cross-examining and doing a lot of proving the innocence of our clients. So let's get right into it and take down producer Dee Vasquez. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that Edgeworth has huge hands. I'm just realizing this now. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss Dee Vasquez to the stand. Miss Dee Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Hardly points to her innocence, but alright. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Dee Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder... I'm also realizing they have similar voices, I'm sorry. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer for Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. She's guilty. I'll catch her with her pants down. So to speak. She's wearing a dress, but I don't think that's what Phoenix meant. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammers' body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey's head toppling over. The monkey head fell off at 2:15. Yeah, and her break started at 2:30, so that makes sense. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Alright, get ready to go down, Dee Vasquez. I entered the trailer before noon. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. We're not going to get a good information out of her. Meeting began at 12, it ended at 4. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. There was like a hint of lingering on that no one. Come on, let's talk a little more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I like her. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Oh, dang, Edgeworth. There's to be a rehearsal afterwards. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. 2:30, we had a 15-minute break in the meeting. That's consistent with what Sal Manella said, but let's press anyways. And what were you doing there in that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. T-bone steaks. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak... Well, Nick? Find anything? I kinda wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. Well, I'm glad you have faith in us, Maya, but I sure as hell don't. She entered the trailer before noon. The meeting started at 12, ended at 4. Rehearsal afterwards. Was tired, so Sal took her in the van. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, I pressed press on accident. The meeting began at 12, ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal after... So there was going to be a rehearsal after 4, and Edgeworth said it started at 5. Or it was going to end at 5. She was tired, so she had Sal take her. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. (2:30) we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Okay, so the timeline, she enters the trailer at like 11:50, let's say. Meeting goes from 12 to 2:30 when there's a 15-minute break. So from 2:30 to 2:45, she and Sal Manella are eating steaks. And then what? And then it was arranged that after the meeting, Sal Manella would drive her to Studio 1. I don't see any problems with that. We have to find some evidence that contradicts that, though. Mr. Monkey's head blocked the path to the scene of the crime. So, blocked the path to Studio 2 from 2:15 to 4 p.m. That's fine, because they were trapped inside Studio 2 at that time. I really don't know. Manella used this van to drive after the meeting in the trailer. I'm just gonna press her a bit. I don't really... I'm missing something. She went to the trailer on her own. She went into the trailer on her own. No one left the meeting. Wait. Someone did leave the meeting, right? Oh wait, no, never mind. Rehearsal afterwards. Oh, sorry, I missed it. So I don't think she could have... Oh, shoot. I don't think she could have gone to Studio 1. It was between 4 and 5? Manila used this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after their meeting in the trailer. Okay. Is it the Mr. Monkey's head? I don't think it is, because she could have... It said it was cleared at 4 p.m. So if she left the meeting after 4 p.m., then she wouldn't have been blocked by the monkey. Dang, I really don't... Let's look at the last thing she said one more time. If she committed murder during that break from 2:30 to 2:45, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. I don't think we have that evidence, though. That I'm really stuck on this. I need evidence that proves she did not eat the steak. I gotta read that last part again. Someone who can verify this. If she committed murder during that break from 2:30 to 2:45, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. That's true. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. I don't think we have that evidence. I'm gonna guess either it's Mr. Monkey's head or the steak plate. Alright, let's try the steak plate. I don't know. Ha! Huh, as I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Ms. Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Oh. Yet there are no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Ms. Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone. I think I know how. You ate the bone too? You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Oh, shoot. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as the rest. I'm just trying to get those thumbnails. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Ah, yes. The samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy weapon as a spear? Heavy spear as a weapon. You couldn't. You got one of your cronies to do it for you, one of the big guys that tried to beat us up yesterday. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. And that's the thing. When you're in an argument with someone, don't always feel the need to defend everything. Sometimes a concession is just a concession. It doesn't mean that it's game over. And here, Phoenix just saying, I don't think you could have done it, and agreeing with her. It would have looked worse if he tried to be, keep on being finicky and being like, well, you technically could have held it because like you have X amount of muscle or whatever. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. Oh. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I've proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Really? Was it the van? I don't think it was the van. I think it's this. Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence. Alright, Judge, take it easy. Alright. Oh, jeez, is it really the van? Oh, okay, thank God. I thought they ran over him with a van. Alright. How do we prove that? Oh, the duct tape. You couldn't have used that as a spear because I think it would have fallen apart. I present my proof. The so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. Oh god, they really do have the same voice. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? Oh, are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell, what was? How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what the weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? I can tell you, I think. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Is it really the van? Nick! Think about this some more. Okay. I mean, it's the van. I feel like that could be the murder weapon. Maybe it is the fencing, though. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. That's not how that works. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is the photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence posts pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Ms. Dee Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer, all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, and then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She had another way. She moved it with the van. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there is no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there's a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the murder body. The body. Finally, we can use the alleged murder weapon, the van. Ms. Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. He'd do anything for Dee Vasquez. I think, right? Yeah. Of course, Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Ms. Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammers' blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Ms. Vasquez, shall I continue? This makes sense. That's why they couldn't find the one Steel Samurai costume. And that's why there was no blood in the evil magistrate's armor. No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? So what happens next? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean Dee Vasquez? So it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? What? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? I don't know. Do we have decisive proof? We still don't know what the deal with those sleeping pills were. Testify again. Give us more information. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to... I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. To come so far only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Whoa, Edgeworth, what? Whoa. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. Wait, what? I see. Very well. Oh. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, Indeed. Verily, I say. Ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? I think I was actually saying this before. I don't know why Edgeworth keeps defending, like, clearly guilty people when he has a vendetta against all criminals. I don't think he has anything against us. I think he's really trying to prove, like, if the person he's defending is guilty, I think he's the kind of person who will just come around and give them up in court. So I think that's what's going on here. He probably realized she did it too. But wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that. Edgeworth. Is he going to be like an anti-hero? Oh shoot, this is really cool. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. You didn't get your script though, because we had to deliver that to you. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. Really close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. Let's ask. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in the suit with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? I don't care about your word, though. You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? The witness will continue her testimony. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember? What? There was a dead body laying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often let him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. What? Wait, lighten things up? Oldbag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph? Meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. Huh. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh, yeah, I guess. Very well, Ms. Vasquez, please continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Ms. Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Nice. My man, Edgeworth. Order. Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Ms. Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Huh. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal the director? Huh. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now would have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. I don't think Sal was there. She just said Sal was here. Oh, wait, no, that's a different thing. Oh, shoots. Sal told me. No, yeah, Sal was with you this whole time. I don't really know how to bring that back up again, though. Because it's not something we have as... Maybe just press her. No, this is the same response. Press harder. That's not it. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. I'm gonna press her again because I want to see what time she says. 5? Okay, that's fine. So at 5 o'clock, everyone but Powers saw the body. Then Powers showed up, the police were called. She went back to the trailer to get her script direction and notes. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Okay, this is Edgeworth's thing again. Sorry. I wonder what it is. Also, I found out you can like skip through the dialogue, so that's why it's going a little faster. It's got to be this. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I hit it again. Wait, so she knew about his injury? How did she know Hammer was injured if they were practicing at... If they were practicing during the meeting, and during the meeting the monkey head was blocking it? Let's try presenting it. Okay, that's not it. Oh, shoot. I don't know what it is. You have to find something to peg this on her. Immediately called the police. I went back to the trailer. Maybe this? No. Dang it. Oh no, I don't know what to do here. Shoot. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left my notes behind. Wait, Hammer wasn't the one that was injured. It was Will Powers. Right? Wait, yeah, our client was the one that was injured. Oh shoot, I keep hitting the wrong button. How did she know about... Presents? Yes, that's it. You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. Oh, shoot. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammers. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Ms. Vasquez. You saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Ms. Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer that was injured that morning. Order, order. I will have order. Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Ugh. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Master Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death, nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to the court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? I can't, but I'll say I can. Okay. I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. It's gotta be this one. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, Dee Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Dee Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I'd never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. Reveal evidence. Okay. Allow me to present to the court evidence proving Miss Vasquez's motives. This is my proof. And this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer. Oh, shoot. That was the wrong one. No. Think this one through, please. Please explain her motive for murder. What was her motive? Not the autopsy report, no. No. I mean, could we do the photograph again? Oh, shoot, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Well, first of all, we're gonna try saving. She had no motive? She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Oh, shoot. She's strong. Those things are made out of, like, really solid wood. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please, try to remain calm. No. How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel. But don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. What the hell just happened? Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm as collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well, this court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. Dang, I need to sit down and write down what the hell just happened. That is all. This court is adjourned. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... you had all the stardom? Maybe? I don't know. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in a kids show, and as a villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai. And so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him at any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong? No, of course not. Ah. Nick, Edgeworth. Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if he hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. So they do have a history. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Oh, geez, there's definitely Edgeworth X Wright fanfictions out there. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals. Right, Nick? For now, we are. I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Aww. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? Really? I feel like if they had a face reveal of the Pink Princess, Will Powers' bearded, humongous face is not going to be the best face reveal. I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. The ends. Oh, geez. That was definitely the hardest episode we've had to deal with yet. A brand new episode has been added. Yeah, that was really a really difficult episode. I need to sit down and write out exactly what happened because I'm still kind of confused about motives here. But yeah, once I get that sorted out, maybe at the start of the next episode, I don't know if you guys need it as much as I do, but I'll just go through a quick little run through of everything that just happened. But yeah, until then, thank you so much for watching. We finished episode 3 of Phoenix Wright and we're moving on to episode 4. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then.